Magnus yet to show.
Well, that's very strange. I mean, I think actually it's the Indian ambassador. So yes, Vishy. He's going to make the move on Vishy's board.
What is the default time for the... here he comes. We don't need to worry about that.
I'm going to make a suggestion of 5 minutes, but I really don't know.
Yeah.
Because
it was the trend before that we had the zero tolerance, that you had to be at the board.
Which I think was really, really an egregiously bad rule. But I do like the idea of encouraging the players to be at the board on time, especially when you do have a politician
waiting to make your first move.
Or a sponsor. It's very, very significant. And again, this matchup, 17-11, Alejandro. I mean, they've been playing a game of tag with one another with what's happened in the last few years of their personal competition.
I think it's really been Magnus Carlsen favored, although in the last couple of years, one of Levon Aronian's masterpieces was against Magnus Carlsen, sacrificing his entire queen side and mating him on the king side in that semi-Slav.
Right.
I believe it was in Norway, 2017.
I would say, yeah.
And that was absolutely brilliant. But despite that game, most have really gone in Magnus's favor, including the last one they played, in which Magnus very solidly outplayed Levon.
Is that great?
They played in Norway as
Sorry.
They played in Norway as well.
That's right. They also played in Norway.
But it was the colours reversed. I mean, the same one with colours where Magnus had white pieces was in Grenka, where again that was a Ragozin defense. Ragozin.
I like it. Okay, Magnus, we've spoken about it on all of our shows. His extraordinary flexibility with both the white and black pieces. He can punch with either hand, e4, d4. Today he's out with d4 and perhaps expecting a Vienna bishop b4.
Yep, and bishop b4 is coming.
Okay.
Ragozin,
Ragozin.
Ragozin.
But these lines have been getting some really sharp workouts of late, right?
There's a lot of ways to play this one. Bishop g5, one of the sharper variations,
right.
Opens up the position to an early c5 idea or an early d takes c4 idea, both of which are playable. H6, I think, is...
In fact, the game that they played in Grenka went d takes c4.
Yeah,
it was done by that move order.
Okay. And that was where Magnus played the very unusual bishop d2 in the
right.
second movement.
And didn't flick in the check.
I noticed in the Dutch Championship, in a game between Ivan Sokolov and Lucas van Forest, the younger brother of Jordan van Forest, this position had just arisen with h7, h6 was played instead of d5 takes c4. Ooh, and you saw there was a little bit of a strange shadood going on.
I thought for a second we were breaking rules there.
Breaking all the rules. I'm sure that was a shadood. e2, e4, and the players are entering these very sharp lines that was played in the World Championship match between
he's
E5. Oh my word. Okay. This is some of the really sharpest stuff. Oh my word. I was going to say that this line was really essayed in the 1993 World Championship match between Anatoly Karpov, white, and Jan Timman.
I like these knight takes d4 lines, and after the queen a5, I'm a big fan of taking the knight.
On f6?
f6, yeah.
And after g5?
Yeah, you have to be careful there. Yeah,
so hold on. Tell me what I'm missing here. So you're a big fan of... This is the position we have on the board currently, and you're saying... Okay, first of all, let's just bring things...
you normally take on c3 first before...
The spin means white is threatening to win a piece. So we capture on c3.
No, you can go queen a5 first.
Okay.
Queen a5 first, and
Queen
then after
A5.
pawn takes knight. Okay, so you can play other moves, but...
Right, so first of all, queen a5 gets out of the pin. It doesn't lose a piece, because after you take the knight, and Jovi, you're saying that we can take.
And then you go, the queen takes.
You pick back up the piece on g5.
Yeah, and then you take the pawn on g5. Yeah.
Now, I presume capturing the pawn on c3 is bad, not because of bishop d2, where you take the knight, or not because of queen d2, because you take the rook, but just simply king e2. And it's a whole piece.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So we take on g5, and how does the line continue?
Pawn takes pawn.
Yes.
And then queen takes pawn. And now it's important, before you take bishop takes c4, you play queen d2. So it's...
We play queen d2?
Yeah. So the whole idea is that then you're going to capture on bishop takes c4, and then if queen takes g2,
Yeah.
castle queenside.
Really?
Yeah.
So just to show the point that you're making, you're welcome to take this pawn on g2, but you've just opened up the g file.
Yes. It's okay.
for the
This
attack.
is one line. I mean, I would be surprised. It's
But
not
did you
this.
make a study of this?
unbalanced.
It's all the way to the
At
top.
the top.
I'm trying. I'm getting there. Okay,
It's still
yes.
unbalanced. Just look. Magnus Carsen has 31 minutes on the clock to Levon Aronian's 9 minutes and counting down.
That was virtue from the opening,
Right.
where Magnus came, I'm not going to say with a scintillating, a scorching idea, but certainly a very, very unexpected and unusual one, and it forced Levon to burn a lot of clock time, which he's now dearly wants. It was a bit a surprise that Magnus kept the bishops, because I saw this move bishop f5, and I intuited that this bishop on f5 is such a great defensive piece. It stops ideas of g6, it stops ideas of sacrificing on e6, it even stops ideas of h5 and rook g6. So I thought, oh, this is really great.
But h5 played
H5
anyway, so the question is, can I start to do something? Then I would play queen b8 check, presumably, and then king goes to
h7.
No, you can't go king h7, but rook h3, rook h6 check.
I'm walking into rook h6.
So
I'm
you
obliged.
must play queen f8.
Right.
And isn't
this good for black? I mean,
white,
that's the question.
Isn't it good for white?
Is it? Why?
Rook queen takes queen.
Oh, excuse me. You want to play g6?
Yes.
Oh, no, that's a mouse slip. I know. Sorry. Queen takes g6, king takes g6,
g6. I saw that.
Okay, just a second.
Yes,
Hold on.
there's a pawn.
I know. I mean, it's really weird. The queen has been on g7 for eternity.
Yeah.
I thought g6 was just not allowed. You hang your rook. I wanted to tell you. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute. Okay, that's a good point. Okay, the desirable rook g4.
Rook d3 was played instead, which is probably more desirable.
Yes,
Okay, rook
attacking
d3.
the bishop.
Yes.
Okay, now on queen check, queen back to f8. Guess what? You don't have the timing for g6 because.
But then you're not threatening anything, so I'm not obliged to take on f8 like I was before.
Oh, okay, but your queen is being attacked. Oh, but
Yeah,
you're
I'm just
defending
thinking.
the bishop.
Yeah, I'm
I see.
defending the bishop,
Okay,
so I'm thinking
okay.
I could maybe do queen
You have a
b,
free hand
queen
to do
b7.
something.
Just say.
Right, you have a free hand for something else. The queen is defending the bishop.
I haven't
Eyeball-
thought through which is the best square,
Right.
but
You're eyeballing the f7 pawn, and you've got g6 on tap. Okay, let's see.
It's complicated.
It is. Gosh, I can't play king g7. That would just get chased back. King g7 to stop g6. I was eyeballing the rook on f6. H6 check just chases me back here for a second. But okay, I've got to do something about g6. That's a rather serious deal.
so even though the computer actually doesn't like this for white, just judging by the chessometer,
It just kind of went
dipped.
down a
But
little
I
bit.
think practically this is
Well,
quite
these
a
are the things
difficult
that
position to play.
you absolutely think are dangerous.
Okay. And before we dive into this, let us go to Maurice with Ian.
Position with d5, knight g3. Sorry, here, this moment. Well, yeah. When did you see this coming after king g? You play king g2.
No, I mean, here after g6, I had no choice.